So the topic of today's sermon is customs. Now, there are many customs in this world. Different countries have different customs, different groups have different customs, different societies have different customs. And it's a very important option. We have the free will or the choice to choose. However, we can't always just choose what we like and what we don't like. We have to look at many factors. So one factor is the group that you're with. So for example, if you come to a Thai temple, everyone greets each other with the traditional why. And if everyone says that to you and you don't do it, then it makes it very awkward because you don't get along. Whereas if you go to a different group, let's say you go to an American church or American temple, and you're Thai and everyone in there shakes hands, and you go in there and you're attempting to why people, that might look very strange. Or if you go to another place, like in Latin America, where when they greet you, they give you a hug with a kiss on the cheek. It's very common for them to do this. However, if you're used to not having physical contact with people and you go there and you have to do this, it's awkward. So it's about choice, adjusting to different places. And so sometimes it's important to not necessarily compromise your morals, but make small adjustments. A little bit adjustments, as long as they're to something that you can handle. If you are the kind of person that does not like people to kiss you or touch you that way, you might have other ways you can go. However, there are many different things that if you do like other people do, they could actually be dangerous or not good for you. For example, today when we were driving, a situation occurred where, as we were about to go straight at a stop sign, another person was coming to take a left to the same way we were going to go. So it looked like we both got there at about the same time, and both cars tried to leave at the same time. So we stopped and they stopped. Then we looked at each other and said, okay, what are we going to do? We said, go ahead. And the person that I could see in the other car was very angry. He just had this very angry look on his face. It's like, what the hell, or what's going on? And then we said, it's okay, just go. And after we let him go, he started making all these hand gestures and these facial motions that like pissed off. And if you really think about it, if we had went first, do you think he would have been happy? He would have been like, stupid drivers, you know, you're being an idiot, you're so dumb. And had we let him go first, he would complain also. Why did you do that? You're a bad driver anyways. And this is what I've actually noticed is common for everyone. Almost everyone who drives gets really mad. When someone cuts you off, someone makes you slow, you just get really, really mad. And it's a concept of why do we have to be that way? That's a custom that America and a lot of countries have. But do we have to follow that? In the sense where you come into a temple and everyone greets you, that's an interpersonal relationship. But in the sense where you're in your own car and there's no one there with you, or even other people with you, do you have to get that mad? Do you have to get that upset? And the answer is no. That's your personal space. You can train yourself to not have to get mad. When people cut you off or you're 2 seconds slow, you don't have to get angry. You don't have to wish death upon the other person. You don't have to say bad words or get upset with them. It's unnecessary. These are customs and traditions that are widely held in this country that don't necessarily have to be followed. Just because other people do it, don't mean you have to. And so what it comes down to is that with all these customs, you have to weigh the pros and cons and see the benefits and the costs. If the benefits are worth doing, then do it. If the costs are not too high and the benefit you get is to be socially accepted, then it's fine. Make the sacrifice. But if it's too high of a cost, to the point where it makes you an angry person, a hateful person, or it makes you sacrifice your morals to a too high of a degree, then I would say don't do it. And you have to know that if you don't do it, you might get criticized for it, that being one of the costs. But as long as you feel comfortable with the result of what you're going to choose, then you can live with it. And so the moral of this story, or the moral of this sermon is, don't just do things because other people do it. Don't just not do it because you don't like it. Make a conscious effort to think about it first. What are the costs? What are the benefits? And then make your decision based on that. Because if you're too emotional, sometimes you don't see all the facts.